Good evening, everyone. This is the Model Gaming Show. I'm your host, GWFawkes, and this is for the week of July 1st. Let's dig right in. Sound and everything seems to be pretty good. All right, cool. All right, so really no new video game releases this week. Just a bunch of Switch games that are coming out, that are on other systems. Nothing of note for me that I think that are important. So I want to move right into some fun bit of news. Gaming and anime and cartoons and that kind of stuff, I feel like go hand in hand with a lot of the same audience. And so I thought it would be fun to promote some movie news today. Legendary Pictures, they're a huge production studio that's done the likes of the Dark Knight trilogy and most recently the two Jurassic World movies. And Godzilla, which I guess is more important to this, are going to produce a live-action Gundam movie. If you're not familiar with Gundam, I'm really not either in terms of the actual story, but it's about people that get into these giant mechs and fight each other in those mechs. So kind of like Pacific Rim, but a little bit more flashy. You've most recently seen a Gundam in Ready Player One by Steven Spielberg. At the very end, that's one of their big plans to stop the T-Rex is one of the characters holds it until the last minute and comes out as a Gundam and starts fighting a giant mechanized T-Rex. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a cool bit of movie news, and I thought it was appropriate for the beginning instead of video game releases. I want to head right into a couple other topics, the first being Nintendo. Nintendo had their general meeting of shareholders recently, and the former president, Tatsumi Kimishima, assured shareholders that they still had more releases before the end of 2018 that haven't been revealed yet. And so I kind of want to go over Nintendo's upcoming release schedule and really see what the hell it could be of announced games like that don't have a release date. What I mean by that is I think what they're saying is that they hadn't been set for a release date, and I really don't know what it could be other than a mystery game. At this point, they've got July 13th, which is next week. They have Octopath Traveler, and while I'm looking forward to this game, I could totally see it selling like over 1 million units and just being a small hit. You know what I mean? It's a very beautiful looking game and it looks very interesting, but it's going to have a limited audience just based on what it is. I hope it does well. Don't get me wrong. I really hope it does well, but I think it has a limited audience. In August, you have Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. That's about it in August for them. And, a remaster. Okay, fine. Nothing in September except for their online platform, which who the heck knows what that's going to be. Then in October, you got Super Mario Party, which is not really a Mario Party. It's like 100 mini games that they threw in, so that's going to be different as well. And Starlink with Star Fox, so that could be pretty cool. Then you have in November, you have Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Torna, the Golden Country. Now this is supposed to be not just an expansion, but like a giant expansion in the vein of Blood and Wine for The Witcher 3. I keep bringing up Blood and Wine, but I think it's the perfect example of extended DLC or additional DLC that is meaty and substantial. I think that's the bar, is Blood and Wine. And it's supposed to be a bigger, like a totally different story, complete add-on, anywhere from 10 to 20 hours. And it looks cool. I haven't played the first Xenoblade Chronicles 2 for the Switch. I do want to, but those long games are very hard for me to play. And also in November, you got Pokemon Let's Go, starring Pikachu and Eevee. Sorry for that. I just think that's the title. That's how it's pronounced, right? And while, again, it's not for me, I think a lot of people are going to play it. I think it's going to be fun. And yeah, it's a cool little thing. And then in December, of course, you have Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. For me, that's the only really, you got Octopath Traveler and Super Smash Bros. And really that's it. Now, in terms of games that have not been revealed yet, that's what I want to go for. I honestly think they mean that have not been revealed to have a release date yet. And I think the only game it could really be would be the Yoshi game. And if I'm Nintendo, it's not the Yoshi game. I think when they released Kirby, I think the Yoshi game's going to go in that spot next year. It's a very similar type of looking game. It's just got that really damn cute aesthetic. It looks really fun and jolly, same type of gameplay, and I think they could drop that next year and have it do the same sales. Kirby, this is the best-selling Kirby ever. It sold over 1 million, and I think it's over 1.5 now. So it's doing well, especially for a Kirby game, and I think Yoshi in and of himself has a limited appeal like that, so I think it could definitely go there. Next bit of news is just a little clarification I want people to understand, since it's two of my favorite games I've ever played. Shenmue 1 and 2 HD Collection, okay, that's what it's called, is releasing on August 21st for the PC and all the systems, right? This is not a remaster. Please understand that. It has scalable graphics, okay? That means it's going to look as good as it can on the system that you are playing it, or the console or PC that you're playing on it. This is not a remaster. Essentially, these are the same HD games that they re-released back, I think, for Xbox or whenever the hell they did it. Now, I've played both of these games. I played 2, even though I don't think it was ever released here, off of a ROM, not a ROM, off of like the Dreamcast. I had to like root the Dreamcast and then buy an original copy from Japan and then like do some crazy stuff. But I played that game. It was great. I really like Shenmue 2. I don't think Shenmue 1 has aged particularly well. I don't even think Shenmue 2 is really going to age particularly well. I'm very excited for Shenmue 3. I think that can exist outside of the huge impact that Yakuza has had. With that being said, this is not a remaster. It is just the games being released to all systems. Great. For Shenmue fans, great. For anybody else, who the hell knows? But that's about it. So moving on, I wanted to talk a little bit about the summer doldrums, right? We're in it. It's currently July 8th, you know, when I do this show. It's the week of July 1st, so it's all last week leading up to this. And I just wanted to get into it and give you the games that I would be playing if this was me back in like college or high school, or not doing this show and playing the games that I play every week. The games I'm playing this summer are going to be the games I'm playing Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday every week, and occasionally I've got a backlog of my on my Xbox that I'm going through, all like the free games that you get through them. There's a bunch that I've still got left to play, but really these are the games that are the heavy hitters that have released in the last year that I would be playing. Now, none of these are really new per se, but they're long. And for me, I really can't play long games anymore. They just take up too much damn time. And unless I'm just going to stay at home the whole weekend and play 20 hours of a game, it's really not feasible for me to just like try and chip away after doing all this. That's why I'm playing all these short, really fun, cool games, you know, on the computer. Anyways, so these are the games for the summer doldrums that I think you should check out if you haven't. And while they lean heavily on RPGs in some way, I still think that they have mass appeal. The very first one I want to talk about is Divinity Original Sin 2. This would be the first game that I would play. I did not play the first one. If you were paying attention at all to Steam Summer Sale, you can get this game for $35, and you can get the previous one, like the full gold edition or whatever. It was like $10. I should have bought it, but if I ever have time, it'll be playing this second one. So Divinity Original Sin 2 is, for me and what I've seen, like the epitome of the Baldur's Gate style tactical like RPG, where you have a top-down view of your players, or you know, that in between, that 45-degree angle or whatever you want to call it, view of your characters. And this game is heavily story-based. That's what I want to emphasize here. If you really want to see an in-depth review, I recommend you go watch Easy Allies review of this. It is excellent. It's 10 minutes long. It is a very good review. You should check that out. It's party-based. You can change. There's so many options in this game. It's almost overwhelming and overflowing with options. Dialogue matters. The decisions you make matter. It's almost like a D&D campaign where the writers have thought of everything, and it's crazy. And I've read that, you know, it takes anywhere from 40 hours if you're just critical pathing it through the game, but you can spend up to 100 hours easy completing the campaign and doing most of everything. So definitely a game to get you through the summer. Hell, even if you're paying, what, 5 hours every day, that's 20 days, man. That's a full work month of playing a video game. Next, and again, I realize people are burned out on this series, especially since we have a new one coming again this year. That looks admittedly incredible, but Assassin's Creed Origins, and I would also recommend the DLC for them, simply because games this big, the 2 years mattered for this game. And I've heard a lot of good things. I heard it's, you know, like an 8 out of 10. Excuse me, let me go back. For Divinity Original Sin 2, it's got a 94 on OpenCritic. That's nothing to write home about, okay? This is one of the best games of last year. Anyways, Assassin's Creed Origins, okay? They've got 2 DLCs, the Hidden Ones, which sits at a 74, and the Curse of the Pharaoh, which is an 85. And pretty much what I've heard is the Curse of the Pharaoh is basically the movie The Mummy, the Brendan Fraser movie, just in video game form. And that gets me excited. So not only is Assassin's Creed Origin, you know, a 60-hour game or 40 to 60-hour game, you have an expansion that gets you to play that movie, like The Mummy, the Curse of the Pharaoh. That's why I'm excited. Again, these are games that I want to play and that hopefully I find time to play. But again, games that I'm playing for the summer doldrums, this is it. These are the time. You can time sync these games, okay? Sink a bunch of hours into these games. The next, it was very derided when it came out because of the publisher's manipulation of it and all the bad things that happened, but now all that is gone. All the bad stuff is gone. I would look for the kind of Game of the Year edition. Again, hopefully you acted on the Steam summer sale and got some of these games that I'm listing because they were cheap, especially this one. I think everything included, it was $30, and that is Middle-earth: Shadow of War. I came to the first Middle-earth, I think it was Shadow of Mordor? I think is the first one, Shadow of War, Shadow of Mordor. Anyways, I came to the first one about a year late and really enjoyed it. It was a fun game. It was like 30 to 40 hours, but it felt brisk, and the combat was great. The story was pretty cool, not amazing, but it was a fun game. It was a good game. And this one apparently upped the ante on everything, right? Made it count. When it came out, it got an 82 on OpenCritic, and I think that with the fixes that they've made and the way they've changed the systems, if you haven't come for it now, I would say that you should give it a try. The next game, I've never played the first one in this series, but I really want to check it out. It just looks like so fun, going on an adventure. That's Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom. Just for the art style and the way it looks, it just looks so jolly, and I just want to play it. It's currently sitting at an 87 on OpenCritic, and yeah, I mean, it just looks really fun. The only knock against it that I've heard is that it might be too easy. Now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they're releasing a patch for it that gives you like a hard mode, and people are saying that that might be the way to play it, considering it does seem a little bit too easy. It's your classic Japanese RPG with a bunch of party members and characters, huge anime faces. The colors palette in this game is amazing. It looks incredible. Not much more to say. Go check it out. You'll know if you're in right away. Just watch some gameplay footage. You'll know if you're in. For me, I'm in. And it's definitely on the shorter side of these games, which is cool. I think it's a 20 to 40 hour game as opposed to 60 and over, right, or 40 and over. So this is a 20, 30, 35-hour game. That honestly will probably be, out of all the games I'm listing right here, that might be the second or first one that I play. Most likely my next game will be the first game that I play of these big games, and that is Final Fantasy 15. So I think over a year removed from it being released, or if not, close to that. And I just got the base edition for PC, the Royal Edition or the Windows Edition or whatever you call it. And I played the demo, did a little playthrough of it. It was really fun. And I've been waiting to get back into it, and Steam sale, got it for 25 bucks. So that will probably happen for me sooner rather than later, and be something that I just kind of chip away at an hour each night, or on the weekends do a couple of longer sessions. But Final Fantasy, the last one that I played was 10. And it was extremely hard for me during this last sale to not buy 10 and 10.2 remastered, 12 and 12.2, and 13 or 12.2, 12 remastered, and then 13 and 13.2. I wanted to buy all of them and just start friggin' going through and doing a huge Final Fantasy playthrough. But I just bought the most recent one to play through. Visually, it looks incredible, and I think I want to dive back into that. The last one I actually played again was 10. I put 100 hours into 10. I did not need to put that many. But I specifically remember that being a game that I played during the summer. I played Final Fantasy X during the summer, borrowing my buddy's PS2. He actually beat the game in 60 hours, but I wanted to do everything in it. I think I even bought, like halfway through, I bought a guide for it just so I could get everything. Really enjoyed it. And that's what I might do for Final Fantasy 15. Just get like a big old Prima guide for it and just enjoy my time with it. Final Fantasy games, high production values, and they seem to have fixed a lot of the issues that it came with at launch and all that. So yeah, definitely give those a look. One other game that I think deserves a look, that got a lot of crap when it came out, and that it kind of sunk the franchise for a bit, and having since, I think I just checked, I put 70 hours into it. Okay, that's no small chunk of change, 70 hours into it. And it is my favorite video game series besides Legend of Zelda and Mario. Okay, those two are always going to be tops. I have too many memories of them, and that includes like Mario Kart and all the spin-offs and stuff. Too many memories of Mario, nostalgia, and Zelda clouding my judgment, right? But Mass Effect Andromeda, it got a rough shake, deservedly so. It was buggy as hell, and I waited, and I waited, and I waited. I think I waited 6 months to play it from release, and all those bugs were almost fixed. Still crashed on me 3 times, still crashed on me 3 damn times, but I think it is worth it. I think it is worth playing. I think that while some of the side missions are fetch questy, it is worth playing for the Crit Pass story. It is definitely improved in the combat part of the game. Having that jetpack and the maneuverability is definitely worth it. And I love third-person action adventure games. That's why I liked Recourse so much, despite its flaws. It's a good game. It is not a great game. It is not an amazing game. And realistically, I don't expect most people to put 70 hours in. But it is a solid 30 to 40 hour experience that I really do think that you should check out. That is going to do it for this evening. I am GWFawkes. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter, GWFawkes. This is the Model Gaming Show. I stream every Sunday. I do a live show here. Apologize if there's anyone in chat. I really don't pay attention to that until after, which I'm happy to discuss if anybody's in the chat room. And Monday, I do a show called A Case of the Mondays, trying to play a fun game to get over the Monday workday. And Tuesday, Wednesday, I try and do a consistent stream of a casual stream. Just something fun that I've been wanting to play that's part of my backlog. I'm going to attempt in the coming months to get home from work a little bit early on Friday and try and play new games that no more than a month old. I'm really trying to segue into that and get that going. Unravel 2 just came out. I really want to play that co-op, so I don't want to play that at first game, but we'll see what I can do. So follow me on twitch.tv/modelgamingshow, and you can find all my archives on YouTube. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great evening.